So this is first time I've been back since the first part of this video. I'm going to kind of guess at this. And so last time, cleaned the carb, tightened everything up I could possibly tighten up, fired it up. It did run better. Now, I fooled around with the damn carburetor settings a little bit. It's getting harder to start. So I pretty much gave up on it for the day. So now I'm back to figure out what the hell is going on. Now, you know, thinking things over the past few days, did a little bit of homework. And like I said, it's not a typical lean sneeze. Lean sneezes, to me, my impression would be toot, toot, toot. This is going psh, psh, psh. And you can hear it, and I could see it, and I could feel it. Psh, psh. I think it's shooting out of the top seal. One thing I didn't think about, came across to me just a little while ago, was water. Head gasket leaking. Can't fire that plug. And like I said, when I originally pulled that damn thing out, it was clean as a whistle. Just had a little bit of oily black little spot on it. I wish I'd gotten a good shot of it on the video, but I was like, "Urgh." Another thing I want to do is check the compression. Now they told me, and it's written on the tape on the hood, 150 on the top, 144 on the bottom. That's almost ridiculous. Never seen a 1970s 25 horse with 150 pounds of PSI. Now everybody's gauge is going to be a little bit different, but I would say if you're hitting 150, you should have good compression. Also, in the very first video there, I got edited out. When I take one of these heads off, or not heads, but flywheels off and start working on my cleaning up and my points and everything, I always take some WD-40 and spray it on that seal. And I watch it the whole time. You know, it was in there for hours, and it never leaked through. And that missed the video. Now, that's not a foolproof method of testing a seal. But, if you fill that up with WD and an hour later it's all gone, you know you're going to need a seal. That thing held fluid all day long. Didn't make the video because I had so much video I had to try to cut through everything, which is probably going to happen with this. Anyway, I also brought another carburetor with me. This carb was real slow on the low speed passages there. You know, it finally started going through and cleaning out, but I can't be 100% on it. Flop the carbs around, see if it makes a difference. You know, it's a process of elimination. Also read that too hot a plug will cause some type of detonation, backfiring, blah, 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 blah. But why is the bottom cylinder running fine, the top not? So here's something else that happened too the other day. And it's really strange as hell, because I had this thing tore apart, cleaned this thing, everything. When I was sitting here looking at it, I go, oh wow, there's a little screw. This little guy, right there. And I said, wow, it was like sitting right up here. And I'm like, wow, that's weird, there's a loose screw. I'm like, where in the hell did this screw come from? All my screws are in my retainer up here. I can see them. He's in the top. That's where I thought it came out. I thought, well, man, maybe I forgot to tighten one of my retainer screws over the ring. I've looked up there. They're all in there. So we're just going to try to get this thing ironed out once and for all today. It's just this far away from running. It can't be that freaking serious. So we'll see what happens. That's all I can do is keep eliminating everything, and hopefully by the end of today we'll figure it out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fire this thing up one time real quick, just see if it's probably not going to be any different than the other day, but just want to see Whoa, big fish just hit right there. Top water. Alright, here we go. Now I just tested both of these spark plugs. Beautiful spark, bright, shiny. Now, I think this starter is weak. Unbelievable. It's been doing that since day one. It ran. It didn't start spitting until I opened up the screw down here, and it went way down past my marks on the cam. Open that baby up, gave it more gas, and it got worse. The other thing with this thing, I'm at start position here. If I throw this back into low, the plate goes past the roller. If I do it slowly, the plate doesn't go as far, so it full centrifugal force, it'll pass right past this thing. And that's what happens with these things. You get some play in there, and so every time, see if I go like this, man, it's way past my marks. If I just do it normally, it's right up there at the marks. I pull this carburetor from my stockpile. This is the carb I had on that 25 horse black tracker that was on my Sea Dart boat. You probably remember that. And then I replaced it with the 40. Anyway, when I sold that motor, I put the original carb back on it and kept this carb because I was getting a little bit faster on this carb. Put this carb on it, doesn't have a choke. I had to stuff a rag in there, pull on it a few times, get some gas work through. It's doing the exact same thing as it does with the original carb. So there's a problem, not with carburetor. Like I said before, if it's leaking water, it's not, I pulled the plugs out, checked them, I even swapped them. I got the J6C plugs in there I pulled out of another motor. Reed valves, checked them out. I didn't touch them, but they looked okay. Let me pull on it again, see if I can get it to start again. Now see, I think they both started out firing. Then you heard it drop. And then psst, 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 psst. And I'd swear too, a little while ago, I put the starter on. Hooked the battery up, I should say. but coming every turn it was going. I'm seeing a puff of smoke. Sitting over here, seeing a puff of smoke coming out. It's got to be that seal. Seal is no good. Water, one of the two. I'm narrowing it down. It's not the carburetor at this point. All right, everything's put back together. Original carb, swapped out the gasket, and added the retainer clip for the needle. I think I'm going to take this thing off the boat, drag it back home, and order up that seal. The other day, you know, I could see puffs of smoke, but I was also dealing with all the smoke from the engine. So it was kind of hard to figure out, but when I seen that thing go poof, poof, poof 3 times with just the battery, weak battery, just woof, woof, spinning that damn thing around, and I knew it has to be that seal. Either totally blown out or there's something else going on in here somewhere. That's what I say, this thing's just like this far away from running. It's gonna run great.
Follow the real life saga. One outboard at a time, baby. Oh yeah, baby, you know the channel.